Black history, you know, it's all around us. This morning, we spotlight the important works of a research project looking to uncover the hidden history of African Americans in Winston-Salem.
Specifically at Old Salem. That is where WFMY News 2's Taylor Leverett is live this morning, sharing the works of the Hidden Town Project. Taylor?
Yeah, good morning. I'm here at Salem Square, joined by Jordan Jones. He's the education coordinator on the Hidden Town Project. So we're talking about uncovering African American history right here in Winston-Salem. So talk a little bit about the project. How did it come about?
So we've been doing research Old Salem all the way back into the 80s, dealing with African American history, right? Trying to figure out where this group of people we know fit into the story are in the story. Well, jump to 2016, then we make a real push for it. Yeah. How can we research and uncover and reveal the history of African American folks, the history of African folks in our town? Post-COVID, then we jump a little bit further. Now, how can we integrate that fully into the educational experience here? How can we educate people constantly about all the facets of our community that make this city the city of arts and innovation?
Yeah, and so in that project, what was discovered?
So we came across a few interesting things. One, since about the dawn of Salem, right, African American folks have been first auxiliary labor, then supplementary labor here. There are black tradesmen in our town's history, just as there are hustlers, just as there are things, people doing other things. And then the context here is urban slavery. It's a very different kind of thing, right? We think about plantations all across the South, but this is a really industrial city. And how does not having to pay people but forcing them to work integrate with that? How does that make people very wealthy here in Winston-Salem? This is the wealthiest city in North Carolina until the Great Depression. And a lot of that is built on how they're dealing with African American labor.
Wow, and you also are trying to kind of merge it into the newer generation. Talk about some of the latest efforts with it.
Right, so what we've put together is a programming we call Living Legacy. Living Legacy programming, we don't want to just do events, right? Black history has to be more than just events. It has to be pedagogy, right? How we teach people, it's got to be integrated into that fully. And so just like we do walking tours in general, can we do some walking tours that focus on African American history? Can we talk when it comes to our monthly themes, right? We have themes month by month by month, so things are fresh. How can we do that for African American history? There are plenty to talk about in all of those themes that link to Black history. We have a lecture series. We're bringing one online. Our very first one is 6 p.m. The 29th of February. It'll be open to the public at our visitor center. But hey, can we give a lecture series so that families can bring their kids, can learn more? Things like that, right? How can we cement that year by year by year, grow on it, invite bigger guests, invite bigger keynotes, just start to give people an experience and teach people how to honor well the entire history here.
Wow, and we've got so much to continue to unpack. We'll keep explaining that later on in the Good Morning Show about the Hidden Town Project. I'll send it back to you in the studio.